This is a Headgum original.
Jake and Amir, two Jews that you can't forget. In 2010, they were big on the internet. And all things considered, their success is more than fair. Now here's one more effort for only positive motivations, they swear. Another podcast, each app different from the last. It's the Swiss Army knife of shows. Meet your two emphatic hosts.
Back in the lab again, the LA lab.
I wasn't paying attention. Was that the good theme song or the mean theme song?
Good. It was
that
nice.
was the nice one.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I've lost the thread entirely as to which one we started with, where we ended up, and now we're back, and then we're back, and now it's just sort of all mumbled together.
Yeah, exactly. We need that innocuous one done, but we have to pay Ferris money every single time, obviously. So it's
Ferris
a funny bit.
Munchie, as in he wants the munchies.
I don't know why he wants cash for work. He should do it for the honor of being on our show.
I think because he has like a very specialized talent and he's taking his time.
Yeah.
So he wants to be compensated for that time.
Right.
Just like any job.
Yeah. I didn't think of it like that, actually.
Yeah.
I didn't think of it like that at all.
Like doctors are also paid.
Yeah, but not cash.
Yes, not cash. But like most money is digital at this point.
Right.
Like
right,
you do
right,
work
right.
and then you see the number in your bank account go up.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, because it's like you're not even necessarily using that money. It's just like, oh, I have a savings account. And
now
you
have you have some of my number and your number goes up, and I'll have some of your number and my number.
Yeah, like when you Venmo a friend.
Yeah, it's just your
fucking,
number is.
I'm eating a sandwich and I'm fucking baby birding it into your mouth. Basically.
Yeah.
Oh, can you Venmo me $8? All right, I have 100 in my Venmo and I have 92. Okay, good. I have 108. Oh, you Venmo me $20 for the movie. All right, now I have 80.
It's disgusting.
It's dystopian.
It's disturbing.
It's uncouth.
It's uncool.
Just like let's create a fake Venmo where the number goes up and down randomly.
I actually had
Venmo. I'm not fucking done.
I had this idea for social media. I had this idea for social media where you have an Instagram that just says you have 1 million followers.
Yeah,
no one
awesome.
is there.
Yeah, that's
you
really
post,
dope.
and your phone, as soon as you hit post, it just explodes with
Oh
hearts.
my
And
god!
that's it.
Oh my god! You have 1,000 likes in a minute.
Social media, everyone is just chasing that feeling, but then you get lost in all of the toxic behavior and the mean comments.
Exactly.
Just take that all off the table.
That's why,
no one is. It's all VR.
Yes.
No one's actually there.
It's augmented reality. You can make your lock screen positive notifications for a post that doesn't exist.
You know, sometimes when you're live,
I'm not done. OMG, you're so hot. Wow, this looks like such a good time.
Right.
Holy shit, how did you afford a
It's
private
funny
lesson? Well, I'm not done.
I know you're not
How did
done,
you get a
but
private
I changed
lesson?
the subject to stop your diatribe, and you're going to go on a diatribe no matter what.
I want to talk as much as possible, basically.
Okay,
I feel like we're playing a game, and the more I talk, the more I win.
Mm-hmm.
Not unlike your social media idea.
Yeah.
So the Venmo is fake. The Instagram is not real whatsoever.
Everything is kind of fake anyway. But
Right,
we are all playing at the same time. But we should just everybody goes to their independent play.
Yeah,
that's what we're doing. Social play right now. Social play. I'm learning about social play and independent play for children. And stuff. You know,
what's the difference? Oh, like how much you can entertain yourself versus playing with others.
Yeah, well, my daughter's like not old enough right now for social play.
So she's like play with other
people.
Yeah,
she doesn't know like if there's another baby that they are playing.
Yeah.
So she's just kind of experiencing independent play next to another baby.
Right.
And what we're all doing, we're all engaging in social play.
Yeah.
But it's kind of doesn't really feel like play anymore.
Because of what I'm doing or how I'm acting, or like
you're
you
one
think
of many.
that it's like
You're one of many.
I'm often thinking that it is independent
trolls,
play
the
because like I'm
bots.
having my own conversation with myself.
Exactly right.
And sometimes it's next to somebody that's talking, and sometimes you'll interject
You are
and
not
say
hearing
something
a word that
exactly,
I'm
and I don't
saying,
have
and
to
I
listen
can't get a
because
word
I'm
in
and it doesn't even have to be edgewise. It can even be right down the middle because
So
the
you're
fact
sort
of the
of
matter
like
is
clinging
I
out to
am
one
just
thing
writing
that
a
I
densely
say,
packed
and
paragraph,
then
and
you were
you're trying to
just
interject or get
running
into
in your
little
own
punctuation marks.
direction.
But like the
Yeah.
entire crux of the thick mound of the
You're gonna
short,
make your point
the amount
now?
of speech
Yes.
and dialogue that I have
Okay, let's see if it
is
lands.
so densely
1,
populated,
2,
and then by
three.
the time you come in,
Here
it's
it
like it's
is.
already
The
too
closing
late.
argument.
Yeah.
Nice. Well done.
Thank
Well
you for
done.
being here, by the way. This is Segments, my advice podcast. Sometimes it's just me. Sometimes
Your
I got Jake.
advice podcast?
I'm.
Segments Your
forgot to
Advice
rebrand it.
podcast. That's not even what the show is.
I thought it was going to be more like a therapy session, but I guess
I
we're
do
doing
like that. I do like that a lot.
We're doing the classic segment episode for today, which is 3 segments. Each one's so different from the one before it. You'll get like emotional whiplash.
Yeah.
You won't even be able to handle
The
it.
first one is all about Venmo.
The first one will get you nauseous.
I'm actually kind of ill right now.
Yeah, and then the second one is just a ginger ale.
Nice.
And then the third one is just completely separate. It's like a game. It's like
It's
a
a
fun
fuck
little
fest.
Yeah, it's a fucking orgy. It's
Yeah.
Berghain meets OnlyFans.
Oh my god.
It's a fucking.
You will be getting into Berghain today.
It's a glory hole.
That's right.
It's a glorious.
Our podcast
hole.
is the glory hole of comedy.
What does that mean?
You don't ever know what's going to come through the glory hole or who is going to come on the glory hole.
Is the glory hole just a
Yeah.
hole in a bat? Is it?
I don't know. Why are you asking me? Why do you think
isn't it
I
a porn
fucking know
thing?
all about glory? You know what a glory hole is.
The
You
way
know
I
what
understand
is.
it is like it's a hole in like a bathroom stall or like a little voyeuristic like peer into.
Yeah.
But did I just make up the bathroom part, or did you also assume it was?
No,
a
I think often it's in a bathroom. You see them associated with
Yeah, like
bathrooms, but I think
truck
they're also
stops.
like clubs and stuff.
Yeah.
I think they've been around for a long time. They've
And-
definitely been. I think they were in the wild, and now they've been appropriated into porn.
You're actually obsessed with glory.
I'm not
holes.
really. I don't. That's not my
You're like
shit.
an expert.
I like having deep emotional connection during sex, but only for a short time.
Independent play.
Independent play.
Or it's a social
Yes,
play,
exactly,
yeah.
exactly right. But the impersonality of a glory hole is not hot to me.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
It's cool to hear you say that out loud.
thanks.
Because I know for a while you struggled with your own sexuality with regards to.
You're gonna go off on a tangent again.
Okay, I want to talk about London. Since we spoke last,
Yes.
since we recorded last in the New York studio, I went off to London.
You did,
Now we're back both in LA.
and you know that I'm a bit of an Anglophile.
Exactly.
Um,
We had both been to London together,
Yes.
but for whatever reason, this trip struck me as different than my previous trips.
What was your last trip to London before this trip?
Must have been like 8 years ago.
Was it
like,
when we
one of
went?
Yeah, when we did like London and Dublin or something
Yeah.
like that.
Okay. So you had never really been there, or hadn't been there in a while since we've gone for like shows. Basically.
Yes, exactly.
All right. Sweet.
This was more of a generalized vacation.
Yeah.
Got to explore a little more.
Yeah.
Okay, this is what struck me, and tell me if you agree or disagree.
Okay.
One, the biggest change since when we were there last, London always was more expensive than America to me, but because of the hyperinflation we're going through, London now feels cheaper than New York and LA,
Interesting.
which is completely backwards from normal. I
Yeah.
remember like when we used to go, it's like a sandwich was 10 pounds, and I'm like, oh my God, that's actually $15. That's crazy.
Yeah. Now that sounds really cheap. For a
Right, like wow,
sandwich.
only $15 for a sandwich, or like I would go to a grocery store and I would just look, and it's like boxes of cereal are 2 or 3 pounds, and I'm like, this would cost $8 at this point.
Yeah.
You can get a sandwich at a Tesco for like 4 pounds,
Wow.
and it was like a pretty good sandwich because they only have to make it. They don't mass produce it for everyone, so it's like kind of a healthy-ish sandwich
Yeah.
for less than $5.
Yeah. That's nice.
That doesn't exist in America anymore.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I didn't notice that because I didn't go to London during the inflation period.
Like since
but
everything costs $20 here,
Yeah.
now it costs $15 there, and that feels kind of
That's
cheap.
interesting. 'cause
Even
I,
coffee is like 3 or 4 pounds, and like you get a fucking iced latte here, and it's $7.
Yes, and that's before the tip.
Yes.
It's my coffee is like $8 every morning.
Yes.
It's so expensive.
Insane.
That-
It's crazy.
yeah.
So London, and by the way, people in London complain that it's like the 7th most expensive city in the world. And I guess we just live in like number 1 and 3 most expensive cities, so
Yeah.
it feels cheaper.
Is what about
Real
like
estate.
rent? Real estate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Is that
knew you
cheaper
would
too?
ask about that.
Yeah,
It's roughly the same.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's still like, $5,000 a month for a 1 or 2 bedroom.
Yeah. Okay.
Depending on where you are. But yeah, just the price, the cost of living there, and they're going through like a cost of living crisis. It is high, I'm sure. If you go to, like,
but ours is
Arkansas.
more of an emergency.
Yeah, ours is like even that to the 10th degree. So London feels cheaper than America.
Cool.
Biggest difference.
Yeah.
2, there were so many people and things everywhere. Where like even coming from New York, London felt like Like I would make a left and it would be like, you see this Chelsea market overflowing with thousands of people. Then you like go down the street. It's like old pub, people flowing out of the street. It's like 6th Street in Austin, like overflowing with people.
Just
then
a
you go to
ton
like
of
a
people.
movie theater, so many people.
Interesting.
Then you take a bus 40 minutes and you're like at the theater district and there's just millions of other people.
It's
like,
got to be like height of tourists. Was everybody tourists or was it just like, oh, these look
I
like?
think it was nice out for the first time.
Yeah.
So people just flock. They're like, we got to go outside. And everybody just like converged into the streets and into the restaurants and into the theaters. And it just felt like,
Come on, mates. There's only a $4 sandwich over here, mate.
$3 pints or whatever. I don't even drink. And I felt like that's like half of the enjoyment of being outside.
Yeah.
They'd have these pubs and then there would be like a velvet rope 3 feet from the entire circumference of the pub. And it would be densely packed. Like people like this, like all like in a crowd,
Like a
drinking,
crowded
just
subway
to drink
car.
outside. They're like, "Oh, this is incredible! It's like 70 degrees out."
Wow.
They were so excited to drink outside of the pub together.
Yeah.
so
novel.
enormous.
Yeah.
It felt like a new level of a video game where I'm like, I know LA, I know New York,
I've
and
seen
this is
crowds.
just, yes, but this is just like
You
so
couldn't
many
escape them.
crowds, inescapable and unique because it's like it doesn't necessarily exist. Like there's pockets of it, like. Some areas of Williamsburg are busy or some areas of LA like Hollywood
Yeah.
are busy, but like this is just busyness everywhere.
Yeah. Even in New York, you can like, if something is really busy, you can just turn left and go down a few blocks and find some relief.
No relief,
That's wild.
at least where I was.
Yeah.
And I didn't even explore like 10% of London. I like stayed in my little neighborhood.
What was your neighborhood?
It was in between Shoreditch and Angel, and then we would go to like where the theaters are, which is like a different area, like sort of near the water, central London.
Cool. Very
West
cool.
End. I'm
Yeah.
not really sure.
Okay.
Another thing that America has gotten bad with, specifically LA and New York, everything is like now just like a sweet green in a blue bottle.
Yes.
There's like the homogenization of everything is an Amazon and a Whole Foods now because nobody can afford to like have like a unique storefront.
Yeah.
In London, they're still like, I'm walking and it's like, oh, here's a camera store. We sell film. Like that wouldn't exist in America anymore.
No. Yeah.
Here's a Sri Lankan deli, and like we only do like specific food. And it's
Damn,
like,
that's awesome.
that doesn't exist.
I
That's
understand why
that
the
would
crowds
be-
were flocking.
Yeah, that would be a Chipotle.
And
that would be an
yeah.
Amazon.
And how
Like,
much was the Sri Lankan deli sandwich?
$2 for a Hopper.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
$2 for a Hopper.
That is
I don't know why. Like
£2, mate.
£2 for a fucking thing I've never even heard
governor!
of. That wouldn't necessarily exist in America
Yeah.
because I guess rent has gotten up so high to the point it's like you can only be a Five Guys, a Shake Shack, or a Sweet Greens to
Yeah,
afford.
I eat and I live at a dig inn.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And if it was like, remember like in what Williamsburg used to be, there was like a hat store.
Yeah.
And like the hat stores are gone now.
Uh-huh.
Or like camera store is a good example. It's like we sell like cameras like Nikon
Yeah.
and Fujifilm. Those are still around in London. Those don't exist in America anymore.
That's awesome. Yeah.
So whatever's going on there, like the capitalization, we're in like 10 years ahead mode. Where
Interesting.
no
you
one
think they're
can
heading
afford.
there? Or are we gonna
They got to be heading there. There was like bookstores there.
Man, that's awesome.
A movie theater converted into a library that has like a membership and a pub and stuff like that. I'm like that.
Yeah.
There's no way. That's an AMC Regal theater. It's a chain, and it
Yeah.
costs this much money to go.
That's right.
So everything in America seems to have shot 20 years into this dystopian future. And
Right,
London,
where
even
everybody
though
got-
it's
everyone
still,
here, everyone eats like the same sludge here.
yes,
It's the bowlification of our society.
Yes.
Do you remember like
acai.
yeah.
Or
Well, don't talk about
grains.
acai. Acai
Yeah,
is
you still
different.
like
I
acai,
love
yeah.
I love my
Yeah,
acai
yeah,
bowls.
yeah.
But
And how much does the acai bowl go for? $18?
oh, probably, and that's
Yeah.
before
That's
the
before the
yeah,
tip.
The
yeah.
tip.
You're gonna
yeah.
have peanut butter and granola.
Oh, yeah, you're gonna
that's
have-
at
right.
$22 plus delivery.
The add-ons of like this would not be $2.50 if it was just in there.
It's a scoop of peanut
It's a
butter.
scoop of
that
peanut
costs
butter.
the amount. That's the jar of peanut butter
Yeah,
cost that
yeah.
you're charging for the scoop.
But I know that all these businesses aren't making a ton of money because their margins are very, very thin.
Right, because
Yeah.
the rent is also like $21,000 a month. Everybody's
yeah.
like raising their prices.
Imagine when we were working at College Humor and in the Park Avenue building, like going out and trying to find a bowl,
No, there were no
a
bowls.
grain bowl.
There was a-
There was. You could
Honestly, it
get-
might be Chipotle. The burrito bowl might have been like the forefront of bowl culture.
Yeah, that's possible. And
There was
there
the
was
just- there was
chopped,
the
there was the
salads.
salads.
Yeah.
The just salad or chopped.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just now it's just every single lunch.
Asian bowl, Mediterranean bowl,
And even the
smoothie
unique
bowl.
places all have on their menu that most popular item. Oh, it's the bowl. of
Yeah,
shit
you're gonna
that
want a bowl.
You're gonna want the bowl.
It has to be a semi-sphere, and it
Yeah.
has to be $20.
That's right.
So that was what I was most blown away with London. I don't
Okay.
know if you've experienced that, or if people in London are sort of dealing with their own version of that. So it feels like they probably can't believe that something is inexpensive there because they think it's like, really expensive too. And
Yeah.
who knows?
It seems like I guess I don't have a recollection of like what my experience was last time, at least in regards to all those things. Like it didn't feel. I mean, it was 2022, so it didn't feel crazy crowded. It didn't feel a lot cheaper. But I guess I didn't. I mean, I always notice that I'm like charmed by the stores and restaurants.
Yeah, it's very like old school in a way that doesn't really exist out
Yeah, I
here
wonder. It
anymore.
feels like that they're just a little more resistant to change over there than we
Yeah.
are here. We're like down with change, especially change that makes our lives, quote unquote, easier.
Yeah, simpler.
And if it like kind of conforms to capitalism, we're
Yeah.
like, oh, that's cool.
Oh, that's now a
yeah,
Shake
franchise.
Shack.
Yeah,
Yeah.
great. Well, there's a Sweet Green everywhere, and it's like $3 cheaper than going to another restaurant. Then all the other restaurants close, and then Sweet Green is like, that's actually $19.
Well, those other places are gone, so I guess I got to eat here.
Yeah, I guess we're the last game in town, so we can jack our prices up.
Yeah.
Should we move?
Well, I
obviously
looked
my next
into it,
question.
and you can't. Yeah, they don't really let you live there.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's another way of them keeping us dirty Americans out. Is that you have to have like a reason or a visa or like a passport to live
Yeah.
there for an extended period of time.
Interesting. Well, don't we have at least a specific skill set?
What is that? I wonder, because what can you do that nobody else can do? What can you do at all? Period.
Improv comedy. Give me any word.
Salad.
Imagine a salad so green
Yeah.
that
They don't need that in London, I don't think.
I wasn't even close to done.
It seemed like you were struggling. Okay.
Give me any word.
Wafer.
Wafer.
Imagine a wafer.
So
So green. So thin and so green.
So waifish.
On like a blade of grass.
So you actually looked into moving?
I
That's
didn't-
very me
I
of
didn't
you.
I didn't look into moving, but when Avital came back from last year, she's like, "It'd be fun to like split some time," and I'm like,
Yeah.
Can you live in a different country?" Turns out the answer is no.
Tell me why the answer is no. Tell me what you ran into.
Immigration,
But,
they
like,
don't
so
want
what's
just
the
open
max-
borders and anybody can
Right.
live
What's the
there.
max amount of time that you can do it without a visa? month?
Months, yeah, months. But like, you can't make money there. You have to like a place has to sponsor you and bring you over and fill out paperwork, and then
Interesting. So it'd be a lot of work.
yeah, or you
What
can
if-
become a citizen, which takes years as well.
What if my grandfather is from there?
There are countries where they're a little lax about that kind of stuff.
That's tight.
Yeah, I think like maybe it was like Portugal, where it's like if you can prove one grandparent was born here, we'll give you citizenship.
So but also because of Brexit. So if I was a citizen of, say, Portugal,
Right.
say if I tapped into my Portuguese
That wouldn't
roots,
give you access.
That wouldn't
to
give me
London.
access to London.
Sorry, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Very interesting.
But maybe you could do Australia or something.
Mate.
I haven't been there in a while. Maybe that's sort
Yeah.
of like the London of, but a little bit more inclusive. But I don't know if you
Yeah.
can move to Australia either.
I mean, I would love to move to Australia, but I think last time I was there, I think maybe because Jill was pregnant, it felt further away than it ever has.
Yeah, especially from New York.
Yeah. So like I could just never ever get my head around the time zone.
Yeah.
It's 17 hours either ahead or behind. I forget which one.
After 12, it's a crapshoot. You have
just-
no
I'm
idea.
just like,
Yeah.
okay, I guess I'll call Jill. Is it 4 a.m. or 4 p.m. there?
Tomorrow.
Is it her tomorrow? I don't know.
London is as close as LA is to New York.
Yeah, I should spend more time there for
Yeah.
sure. 'cause
Oh, I went
do-
to a soccer match.
Oh yeah, we have to talk about this.
Yeah.
We have to talk about this.
Yeah.
Should we take a break and talk about it?
We could do it quickly. I don't have much to say, but
I have a lot to say. I have a lot to say.
okay, let's take a break.
Yeah.
Jesus. Thank you to Rocket Money for sponsoring this episode of our show.
Thank you, big time.
We're not talking about spending money. We're talking about saving money.
That's right, which is almost the same as earning money.
Yes, I mean, there's literally no difference as long as the cash in your account stays there.
Yeah, cash positive.
It's a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so that you can grow your savings.
Yes, you can put in your info. It will tally up every single recurring charge on your card just to give you a little reminder of what you're paying for that you forgot about.
I was terrified to do this, but I finally bit the bullet and I said enough is enough.
Yeah.
What do I got?
And
fingers crossed. And I spend $12,000 a month on, drumroll please,
Paramount Plus.
Oh my God, what a freaking idiot I am.
Wow.
How do I actually do that? Rocket Money
400 accounts
alerted me and said, no. Yeah.
That's good.
So find out what you're spending unwanted subscriptions on. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of $500 million at canceled subscriptions. Most of that is me.
Yeah.
On average, you'll save $740 a year when using all the app's features. So stop wasting money on things you don't use.
Right on.
And cancel those unwanted subscriptions by going to rocketmoney.com/segments.
Perfect.
That's rocketmoney.com/segments.
Yeah.
rocketmoney.com/segments. Start saving more cash now.
Okay.
Handsome.
And we're back.
Glory, glory, Tottenham Hotspur. Glory, glory, Tottenham Hotspur. Glory, glory, Tottenham Hotspur. And the Spurs go marching on. Tottenham are the greatest team the world has ever seen. Tottenham are the greatest team the world has ever seen. Tottenham are the greatest team the world has ever seen. And the Spurs go marching on.
Yeah, so when I saw them, they lost 9-1.
And the Spurs really go marching in.
I went to my first Premier League match.
Absolutely amazing.
Savage.
Tottenham, the Lily Whites versus Burnley.
Yeah.
The all but relegated Burnley club.
Yeah, they put up a good fight.
Yeah.
I should say the highs were that I was able to bet on the match right outside the stadium.
That's
which
the
is
high.
Kind of cool.
Yeah, very cool.
Can't do that in America. I can't do that in California.
Okay. And the low, that was that you couldn't
I was
get
not
in.
allowed in for the first half.
What happened there?
So I go to swipe in after taking a 40-minute train ride.
Okay.
Crowd of people, I get to the front, they swipe my ticket, and they say, that's not a ticket, that's a picture of a ticket. And I said, oh, what's the difference between a picture of a QR code and a QR code? He's like, this isn't swiping, like, it's just an image. And I say, oh, I got this from StubHub. And he's like, yeah, I've heard of StubHub, but that's not a real ticket. I'm like, that's weird. Let me go to my email address. And I notice it's from stubhub.ie. I'm like, did they build an entire fake StubHub and scam me? That makes sense. It's actually pretty smart. StubHub.ie. So I go to StubHub.com because I know that's real.
Yeah.
And I do customer support. Hey, I'm stuck outside of a football match.
What time is it at this point?
Like what time of the match or what time of
Yeah,
day?
like has the match started?
The match starts at 1 and it was like 1:15, 1:30.
Okay, so you're missing the first 10, 15 minutes.
And they're like,
by the way, Tottenham's dominating possession, but not creating a lot of chances.
It's
looking a little
0-0,
toothless.
I think
in
they
the
were
final
down
third.
1-0 at
Not
some
in the
point.
first 15 minutes.
Yeah, but they were down 1-0 at one point.
At a certain point, yes, Burnley struck on the counter. That's
so
gonna
I
happen.
bet £100, nearly $150 on the Spurs to win.
Yeah.
Only like £30 because they were heavy favorites.
Yeah.
I can't get in, and you're texting me, oh, sorry about that. Also, the Spurs are down 1-0.
Yeah.
So I'm fucking doing a chat with StubHub. Hi, I have my ticket and I won't come in. Okay, what's your authorization number, like order number? And I give it to them. Like, yeah, that's not a real authorization number. I'm like, oh, I did it with StubHub.ie. And they're like, oh, okay, that's why. I'm like, is that a real website? And they're like, it is, but you got to go to them and do like their customer service.
Okay.
So then I'm on StubHub.ie, which I'm pretty sure is not a real website. And I'm like, hello, like contacted customer support. And I'm like, what if they ask me for more money? And I'm like, just getting scammed on top of scammed.
Yeah.
And they asked me to call a number. So I call a number. And then as I'm doing that,
Just
some
give
guy's
us your
like,
credit card number.
yes, exactly. I'm like, I don't even know if I'm talking to a real person. But I'm like, hey, I'm stuck outside this game, and it's like Indian outsourced call center, and like, yes, let me call your seller and see if they will send you another ticket. I'm like, okay, do that. Meanwhile, my phone's about to die, and I can't charge it anywhere, obviously.
Yeah.
I'm in Tottenham.
Yeah.
Wherever the fuck the stadium is.
North London.
Yeah. And I get an email, and it's a different ticket. This is halftime at this point, but I go to, I'm like, is this a real ticket? And it swipes right in. So
how
it
long
wasn't
did
a
that?
scam.
So you did that as fast as you could, and it took 45 minutes.
Yes, exactly. Because chatting with StubHub, with StubHub.ie, which
I'm
I guess
surprised
is
that
a
you
real
really
website.
you went for it. Like I wonder if I would have just instantly gone home really deflated.
Well, I went to the box office and they're like, we're sold out. And then a scalper came up to me. He's like, I can swipe you in for £100. I'm like, oh, what if I get scammed twice?
Yeah.
This would suck.
You should have just been like, I'll do it, but you have to come with me.
He said he would.
Oh.
Yeah.
I would have.
But he's like, I need the money now and I'll come with you. I'm like, no.
I think I would have tried that.
I know, but I had just been scammed.
Right.
I couldn't get scammed.
Yeah, because like he
twice.
could easily just run away.
Right, and I also
All right,
got £100.
but you have to hold my hand the whole way.
Game.
I'll give you the money. You have to hold my hand.
You have to kiss me on the cheek and say,
Yeah.
enjoy the game, sweetheart.
You have to bring me, dude. So
then I get to the stadium, I get in, it's really awesome. By the way, concessions, another thing, pretty cheap. Like you go to a Laker game, a chicken sandwich is $21, and like Heroes, like a hot dog and French fries for £8. I'm like, this is great, really cheap, really affordable.
God, man, you remember that? Wow.
I get to my seat. I start watching the match. Pretty solid. There's not a bad seat in the house. The pitch is enormous.
It's one of the most beautiful stadiums.
Yeah,
we've been to some soccer stadiums, but there's like one of the newest.
This is where they play the NFL games, I think.
They play the NFL games like Beyonce, Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
They play at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
Right.
It's huge. It's new. It's beautiful.
So I'm just like sitting down by myself, half frazzled. My phone's dying, like trying to enjoy the match. They tie it at that point, so I'm just like, I need one goal and I can win my bet and go back and get my bet.
They tied it before halftime, right?
Yes,
Pedro Porro did it himself. A real bullet.
Again, I was on the phone with customer support, so I don't really know what happened. When I sit down,
Really
I
nice
I
shot
have my
from Pedro
fries
Porro.
on the ground next to me while I'm eating my hot dog, and some British lady's like, "Excuse me, you're in my seat," because there was 2 open seats, and I'm like, "Oh, I guess these 2 tickets we're trying to sell as a couple, and I just bought one of them, so I can sit in either one." So I sat in the first one, but it was actually I had to scoot over. I'm like, "Oh, sorry," and she's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, and as I'm moving over, she steps on my like bucket of fries and it spills over. I'm like, you stepped on my French fries. She's like, oh. I'm like, are you sorry or you're sort of mad at me? So I'm like sort of just like eating a hot dog, fries all over the ground, watching the game, phone dying, battery's about to die. I don't even know how to get home because I took the fucking train, which you have to use your phone to do.
Oh my God.
Watching the the minutes tick away, I'm like, they're going to tie. I'm going to lose my bet. I'm going to lose my fries. I've only seen half of a football match.
Yeah.
That's when our guy,
Mickey Van de Ven, Mickey my Van de Friend. Yes.
The crowd was pretty into it, but then when the goal happened, they were really into it. It got really loud.
Yeah. I mean, it was a really gorgeous goal from our guy.
You know, I couldn't quite see it. It was sort of, I was on the opposite end. So I was like, I saw that there was a goal action, but I couldn't quite see the details of it.
So he is like 22 years old, 6'5", Dutch national, just like a hunk of a man.
Yeah.
Usually plays left center back.
Right.
But because of like an injury, he switched positions into their left winger. And the way they play is like with inverted wingers. So the guys on the far left and right of the pitch and all the way back, rather than just playing as defenders, they will go all the way up the pitch and attack.
Anyway, that didn't matter.
Excuse me.
So 86th minute, they score. I'm like, I got to get the fuck out of here. I'm never going to watch the rest of this match.
You left.
He scores. I beeline it back to Fred Bet, which is the fucking hole-in-the-wall, off-track betting style betting place that I put my money on.
Yeah.
I get there, and it's the most depressing scene. There's just horse racing on the TV. I'm like, is the match over? He's like, I'm not really sure. I'm like, it's not on any of the TVs? Like, no, we don't really like get that channel. So it's like an old Armenian man watching like a horse race in Poland.
I think there's actually laws in the UK because when they like these supporter clubs, they cared so much about ticket sales at the stadiums that when they started televising the games, they were like, well, this just means people will stop coming to the games.
Right.
So there's like these old laws that don't allow games to be broadcast in the UK.
So I'm at low power mode, 2% battery, and I'm asking him if the match ends because I can't refresh my phone, or else I'll literally have it dead and I can't swipe to get on the train to get back
charger.
home.
You could always just go buy a charger somewhere.
Couldn't buy a charger because, again, the entire city was dead. They're all in this thing watching the match. And then even if I buy a charger, I don't even know where to plug it in because I got to get on this fucking train. So the match ends. Everyone floods out. 80,000 people are all like cutting to get onto the one train that gets down. And I'm just like waiting for this guy to like get me my 30 pounds profit. Finally get it. By the time I get to the train, so densely packed. Next train's in 28 minutes. Like shuffling on, phone's dying. I'm like, well, I'm in. So I hope I remember where to go / how to get back. One of the stations sounds familiar, and I like walk all the way back home with the dead phone. But 30 pounds richer.
Wow.
Thanks to
Mickey Van de Ven.
Mickey Van de Ven.
Yeah. Wow. I feel like you didn't experience the game the way.
Interesting.
I had a hope that you would be going and you would come back a massive Tottenham supporter.
Yeah, well, they are, I guess, ahead of any other team because you talk about them so much that I like know enough about them. / now that I've been to a match,
you saw an 86-minute match winner. That's pretty exciting.
But it seems like they were playing one of the worst squads in the league.
Yeah, but we talked about this before you went. Because you were going, I think you were going to be there for the Tottenham versus Man City game.
Yeah.
Which was
the last game of the year.
No, there was I think there were 3. It was their third to last game. But the way it worked out was like normally you want to beat Man City.
Right.
And they're challenging for a top 4 position. But Arsenal, Tottenham's biggest rival, was doing really well. And we needed Man City to win every single one of their remaining games
to knock them down.
To finish ahead of Arsenal. So Tottenham, if they beat or even drew Man City, Arsenal would have been in position to win the league.
So they were sort of borderline rooting for their own team to lose.
Not even borderline. I think a lot of Tottenham. The
match that I went to was not against Man City.
Yeah, because I was like, I don't think you should go to this match because it's going to be weird. And sure enough, the environment was absolutely awful. The coach was livid.
Was that lady there, the one that stepped on my fries?
She was there. She stepped on Ange Postecoglou's fries.
Oh my God.
That's why he was so pissed. So you went, I think, to a great game. Tottenham, I think they had accepted a 5th place finish.
Yeah.
But Burnley still had a lot to play for, and Tottenham needed to win that game because they had lost like 5 of their previous 6 or something insane like that.
So I saw them snap the streak.
Yeah.
Okay. But now
and you saw Mickey Van de Ven score with his left foot while moving right into the left corner of the net. I mean, like, that's in the 86th or 87th minute.
Yeah, again, I was kind of stressed out about my phone situation.
I hate that. I hate that. You should have been singing and dancing, but you were standing next to a lady who stepped on your fries, worried about your phone, and just wanting your 30 pounds.
Yeah, I did end up winning the 30 pounds.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
It would have been sadder if I had lost 100 pounds on the match and also got scammed out of my ticket.
Yeah, definitely.
So it started really low and it ended kind of high. And I was
good.
able to figure out how to get back to the place we were staying without any
So you
GPS.
feel good about that?
Yeah, I was able to navigate the city.
You should give me half of that 30 pounds because I told you they would win.
What?
I said it was a sure thing.
I mean, I think I still have the money on me, but can you break a 50? This is
Does
crazy.
it need to be a 50? What is that? That's a 50? Here.
Yeah.
Get it here.
But you're going to Venmo me 30 pounds.
Yeah, Venmo you. 30? I wouldn't Venmo you 30. It would be 35, right?
Okay. Well, do you know what the exchange rate is? Actually, why don't you give it back to me and I'll
figure it out. Mate, I could buy 20 Tesco sandwiches with this, mate.
You just made the biggest mistake of your life. I actually don't know where to exchange this money in America. That also used to be a thing. Remember before you went abroad, you're like, you got to exchange the money and don't do it at the airport. They give you the best rates at the bank. So you have to call your cell phone and call your credit card and make sure that they know you're going abroad. All that stuff is gone. I go there, I don't use cash at all. I don't tell American Express. I don't tell my phone. It's borderline everything. It's just the same.
Open borders. I do remember when I was like going to Iceland, like driving out to the bank, getting kroner.
Yeah. Do you guys have kroner? No, but this one bank does. And you're going to want to get it because it's the best exchange rate. You don't do it at the airport.
Exchange rate? Like, it's at the airport. How much money am I losing versus gaining?
Yeah,
by driving out to the bank. It can't be that much, can it?
I guess it depends on if you're like exchanging 1,000 and they're giving you 1,500, or like they're giving you 1,100. Then you're missing on 400 of these units.
That's true.
And then they also like charge, like some of the places at the airport like charge you in addition to the exchange.
But then
rate.
if you just bring your debit card abroad now, you can just pull out.
Yeah, I didn't use cash at all.
Yeah,
that used to be like some places only accept cash. No,
but you know what I like doing is when you're traveling, or when you get back, you just whatever cash you have left, just fold it up, put it in your passport, and then next time you go somewhere, you like you remember.
Oh,
like, oh wow,
it's like finding money in your coat.
Yeah.
Oh, another cool thing about London that I didn't even mention: there's a casino. There's various casinos just downtown. Like you're walking from pub to pub, and there's a fucking casino.
So were you going to a lot of casinos?
I went to one.
Yeah.
Avital met a friend, and I'm like, I'm just gonna walk by and look at this casino.
Did you place bets?
Yeah, I played poker.
For how long?
3 hours.
Did you win any money?
I did.
How much?
I won 50 pounds, but you don't necessarily deserve it. It was fun to play poker in a different country. I'd never done that before.
Yeah.
We all spoke the same language.
Yeah.
Gambling.
But they couldn't read your signs, your tells. Because you just had interesting American tics.
Actually, a funny poker story. And then we really got to get off London. Enough's enough. I was playing poker, blah, 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 normal fun times. And like these two like 18-year-olds sit down and like they're very nervous. And you can't really play poker in America unless you're 21 and over. 18-year-olds are like buying in for like 100 pounds. And they're like really excited to be there. And nervous to be there, and like within 2 hands, I was dealt 4 of a kind, or I was dealt pocket kings, and the flop was king 9. So I'm like, oh my god, I have the best possible hand. That's never happened to me. And this kid is like nervously betting into me. I'm like, oh god, yeah, call. And he's like, oh, I'm all in. I'm like, call. I have 4 of a kind. He's like, okay. And then he just left after his second hand. I'm like, I'm sorry. I've never gotten that before.
Yeah.
That was really bad luck on your part.
That's good though. Now he's got gambling scared out of his system.
No, I saw him sort of crying at the ATM. He's like, maybe I just got to play bigger stakes.
yeah, that's got to be it.
They wouldn't let me play.
That was
bigger
Mickey
stakes.
Van de Ven.
Van de
Ven's not much older than that kid.
Yes.
How crazy is that?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Luka Doncic is also 25. Makes no sense.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Doncic?
Yeah.
Wow, 25?
Anthony Edwards, 22.
That's wild.
Same as the Van de Ven kid.
Yeah.
I guess we're getting older after all.
I guess so. Cheers, man.
Thanks. Thank you to Babbel for sponsoring this episode of our show.
Yes.
You want to impress people? You want to grow your brain?
Mm-hmm.
You want to be smarter?
Yeah.
You want to be better?
Mm-hmm.
You want to learn more languages?
See.
And the best way to do that is with Babbel.
That's right.
Babbel has you learning a new language, and you don't even have to pay hundreds of dollars for private tutors or waste hours on apps that you don't really help you.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Babbel has quick 10-minute lessons that are handcrafted by 200 language experts, myself included.
Really?
Yours truly.
Yours truly?
Charmed, I'm sure.
Really? What language do you speak again?
I speak the language of love.
Nice.
Francais.
Oh,
Oh, Francais. Oh, Francais. No, the app and the programs are designed by actual language experts.
That's good.
And they got you speaking a new language in as little as 3 weeks.
Wow.
3 weeks.
Count them 3. That's
3.
the worst way to hold up 3
3
I've ever
different weeks.
seen. No.
And they can be any weeks you want. Yeah. So you put your middle and your index down. Middle and index.
Yeah.
3 weeks.
That's so hard.
We got you 3. Can I get 3 more over here? 3 more. Thank you. So learn that language in as little as 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And affordable too, because with a special limited time deal for our listeners.
Tell
right
us.
now you can get 55% off your Babbel subscription.
Wow.
But it's only for our listeners. But you got to go to Babbel.com.
Everyone else is going to get charged extra.
I guess they have to make up for it somehow.
That's right.
If you go to Babbel.com/segments, that's BABBEL.com/segments, you get 55% off.
Wow.
Yes, their subscription. And start learning a new language as soon as possible.
Boom.
Oh my God. Studies from Yale said that
Yale.
using Babbel for 15 hours is an equivalent of a full semester at college.
That's incredible that they would say that.
That's like almost like you shouldn't go to college. You should just go to Babbel.com instead.
Wow. I almost at this point regret going to Yale. But
what's that?
I think it's still ultimately good that I went there.
What did you major in?
Social studies.
That's awesome. Art. Language arts. Get 55% off at babbel.com/segments. Rules and restrictions may apply.
Okay.
Thanks, Babbel.
Thank you.
Babbel.
Bye.
Funny.
All right, we're back.
Yes.
Let's give the people what they want.
Okay.
I will discuss a meal I had in London.
Finally.
So I finally bit the bullet and had a chicken pot pie. A fishy chippy for the road. And can you microwave it? I don't want it deep fried at all. Softer is better than my teeth.
I think we definitely both go in and out of an Australian accent.
It doesn't matter because we're fucking American.
Yes.
It really does not matter.
We talk normalist.
Exactly, and they
Okay.
talk fucked up. Whether I do like a weird fucking Scottish blah 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 blah.
Scottish, mate. Yeah.
Like,
That's
this
also
is-
Australian.
They're
I
all
think.
headed towards us.
Yeah.
So we'll see you at the finish line.
Yeah.
Anyway, enough about the UK/England/London. Let's do something we do on our Patreon, which is watch classic videos and comment on them. But this time we're watching Hardly Working videos.
Yes, because people have been asking us to talk more about college humor.
Yes, exactly.
So we're gonna watch an old college humor Hardly Working video,
Right.
which ran tandem with Jake and Amir.
And the lines were blurry at some point. Sometimes we're like still kind of in Jake and Amirish character,
Yeah,
but it was called Hardly Working.
right.
A different show with the same actors. Doesn't really exist like that
So
on
we're
TV.
about to watch The Perfect Woman, which you wrote.
Yes. I wrote it, and I remember I was kind of nervous about it because it makes fun of, like, it's based on a very misogynistic joke. And I remember even at the time, I'm like, is this mean? Like, I hope people don't
Yeah,
think that,
it's-
like, the joke is that the women are like that.
It's certainly not going to have aged well.
Yeah, but hopefully, like, we make fun of the person that
Yeah.
talks like that. So let's see.
Do you remember though, like why I didn't write it and why it wasn't a Jake and Amir? Because it's kind of seems like
borderline
it
is
could
a
be.
Jake and Amir.
Yeah. All right.
I think we all wrote Hardly Working. So like this one was I wrote it, and you wrote some other ones, and Dan wrote some, and Pat
Yeah.
wrote some. It's like sort of there was like a group meeting, and whoever we would like read Hardly Working pitches, right?
Yeah, I think at a certain point we would sometimes pair up and write Hardly Workings, but a lot of time we would people would just write them on their own and then like send them out to whoever they like randomly cast for
Right.
like punch ups and stuff like that.
I guess it was kind of like SNL
Yeah.
model
Yeah.
light.
All right, let's check out Hardly Working, The Perfect Woman.
Don't stop believing.
Oh, that's like 5 in a row you got. Good.
Hey, you guys hear about this? Scientists have discovered the perfect woman.
Oh yeah. Tell us about it.
Yeah,
man.
agreed. Tell us about it.
Okay. She's 3 feet tall, double D's, no teeth, and a flat head so you can rest your beer on her.
I'm yelling.
Here. That is the perfect woman.
Yeah. Oh no, wait. I'm perfect ass.
Oh!
Absolutely.
I like that. Although 3 feet is a little short, actually. I prefer a girl who's a little bit taller. So when we hug, her head is right below my chin. Now that's really cute. Very comforting.
Yeah, very nice. I like that a lot.
No way, man. No, she's got to be 3 feet so you can rest the beer on her.
She's also got to challenge me.
What do you mean, though? Like, what do you mean by that?
You know, she should challenge me to be a better person, inspiring me that self-esteem it takes to attain that level of self-improvement.
Sorry, but she should also have a flat head? Yeah, you got to rest the beer on something.
Actually, she can just hold the beer. I mean, if she wants, it's not really.
No way. She's got to be on her head like a human end table.
Actually, she'd probably.
All right, can we stop?
I'm losing them.
Every time you talk about this woman in this joke. That's a famous joke, by the way. It's like a bumper sticker or a t-shirt. Like, I found the perfect woman, and it's those measurements.
Is it no teeth? So you can get good dome?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So, like, the traditional classic joke is obviously bad.
Yeah.
You fucking
And David is
love
like,
it.
David's into it, but then kind of making his own amendments.
And then
and
as
winning
David
you guys
talks,
over.
yeah, I'm like, me and Stu are like, wait a minute, David's sort of onto something, and you're not willing to
Yeah.
lose the fucking.
You guys you're
joke.
so impressionable.
Yeah.
You were on my side when the joke was funny, and then as soon as he's like, "Oh, I want her to challenge me," Stuart's like, "Oh, that's interesting."
Rest the beer on her. What's going on?
I love
High five
swatting
like
away a
this.
high five.
Yeah. All right, let's keep watching.
Just about that. I mean, I'd give anything to fix that head. Probably talk to some scientist or something.
The same scientist that discovered the perfect woman? Oh!
No, probably different scientists.
Oh, actually, my dad's a physician. I'm sure if you wanted a recommendation, I can put a phone call in.
Amir, I would love a phone number.
Okay, wait, sorry, so start over. Okay, so scientists discovered the perfect woman. What does she look like?
I guess she's average height.
Good.
She should have a normal head.
Yes.
And challenge me and inspire me.
You know, David's thing is actually more fucked up.
Oh wait, stop it. What'd you say?
David's thing is actually more fucked up.
Yeah,
He's saying,
average height.
The perfect woman needs to be average height with an average head.
Yeah.
I'm saying it's fine
Now,
to
we
not.
we could remake this now, and it's like
Yeah.
the perfect woman is someone who's confident in themselves and helpful
Whoever
to
they
others,
are.
whatever they look like.
Yeah. Or
Yeah.
if they're not confident, that's fine too.
Yes,
the
we'll
perfect
work
woman is
on it
whoever the
together.
perfect woman is every woman.
Exactly.
And who are we to judge?
And we're the imperfect man
yeah.
to sit
Why are
next
we
to
even
them.
talking about it?
All right,
David's
honestly,
the biggest
the
monster
idea of
of all.
perfection is fucked up.
It's a
that
false
means that there's
premise.
like objective
Yeah.
good and bad.
Don't talk about perfection
Yeah.
while you're not even perfecting yourself.
Exactly.
Okay.
Smaller. It doesn't really matter to me. I mean, as long as we're best friends and we get along, that's all that matters.
As
That's
long
the
as she
most
got
important
that flat ass head, so you can rest the beer on it.
thing. Come on. To be totally honest, I don't even like beer that much.
Thank you. Okay, he said it.
That's you.
There, it's sour. That's what it is. It's sour.
Bitter.
Wait, stop it. So you can tell that I wrote it. Yeah.
Because it's
I don't like
ultimately about beer being
Yeah.
not that great. It's funny that my character is so fixated on the head. Like, I haven't mentioned the teeth. I think I call back the double D's. I call back the beer a lot, but I don't talk too much about the getting good head, which is good ultimately.
You didn't want to be too crass. Yeah.
Enjoy a nice glass of red wine with our best friends without feeling so
bloated. Preaching to the choir, man. Seriously,
thank
seriously.
you.
What about the no teeth?
Oh yeah.
There you
It
go.
was like 3 feet tall, no teeth.
To be honest, I was not feeling that. I didn't get that whatsoever. I mean, I prefer a nice smile.
Yeah.
Yes. No, I think you know what it was. We were agreeing with it, and
But we never.
What are you saying?
Head.
What?
It's called so she gives you better head.
Come on, man. Are you serious? What's wrong with you?
Faucet. Did you ever feel bad yelling that
this-
in an office?
Of course. Yeah, of course I
So
did.
you felt a little subconscious going, head. It's
Head,
called so she can give you
head.
better head.
Get that beer on her.
While there's like, 50-year-old sales ladies for Match.com with
Yeah,
an earshot.
yeah, and also young,
Interns.
Interns, yeah.
Yeah.
It-
You didn't
not-
feel bad.
Not great. I
Yeah.
didn't. I mean, I think I might not have felt bad
At
during
the
this.
time.
This one was normal for the time. There were ones that I felt like when we did Jake and Amir Muscle Tea, and I rubbed my lips and spit out milk as if I was masturbating. That I remember feeling bad about. I was like, I can't laugh because then I'll have to do it again.
And someone might see it.
Yeah. So I think we ended up doing it twice.
Yeah.
But this I don't really remember feeling self-conscious. I feel like I'm delivering these lines pretty loud.
Yes, loudly and proudly. I guess because your character is getting scolded for it. Maybe you felt
But you know,
fine.
it was always about when you had things like this was just like powering through. If I really committed to it, then I would only have to do it the one time.
Yes, exactly.
We didn't run it a lot.
What's wrong with you? Okay, I'm dating the perfect woman, and you guys are just shitting on her.
Wait, what?
Yeah, okay, here's a picture of us.
Oh my God.
Ow.
She's beautiful.
Yeah.
She's your best friend too, huh?
What do you think, man? Yeah, she's my f***ing soulmate.
Bleeping the F word. Shouting out head and then bleeping F word.
The entire sketch you're talking about a fucking goblin that sucks your dick for 3 minutes and then like, she's my beeping soulmate. Do not use the
That's
F
my
word.
one note on this entire hardly working. It's otherwise perfect.
I feel like in a new version of this, she comes out like,
Oh,
Jake,
yeah.
are we going to the movies? Like, I'll be right there, babe. I fucking love her.
She bleeping challenges me.
We're going to see an art house movie, which I don't necessarily love, but ultimately I want to make her happy.
Yeah.
She scoots in like fucking R2D2.
God.
A beer on her.
As a hat.
She has a Gatorade on her head because it's like not, you're not drinking yet.
Yeah,
But she
yeah,
still
right. It's
wants-
early. Yeah, but she does put drinks up there.
I don't remember the little picture part. That's very
Oh yeah, I
funny.
remember that.
Yeah. Do you remember who did the art for that?
No, I don't. It looks like I'm wearing the exact same outfit I'm wearing at the table. So we did it like just before, right?
That was a frightening image. 3 feet tall, flat head, and no teeth. It's like a horror movie. And wet hair, so she can
We
climb
could
out
write
of
that
the
as a
TV.
horror movie, a comedy horror movie.
Perfect
The
Woman.
Perfect Woman. It's the title's right there.
Yeah, and it's like two guys joking around like that, and then
Yeah.
she comes out and it
Right,
gets
and then
tossed
she
out.
fucking kills them both for being
Yeah.
misogynist.
Yeah, she gums them to
Yeah.
death. Should we watch another one?
This one I have no recollection of at all. I just scrolled through different Hardly Workings until I saw one that both of us were in. So I have no idea if it's good, bad, or what, but it is Hardly Working Agreements.
Agreement.
It looks like it stars me, you, and Pat in the original College Humor office,
Wow.
225 Park
Okay.
Avenue South.
Old school.
Yeah,
It's always weird to see HD videos of this era
right.
because this is like when we were shooting on our like digital cameras.
Yeah,
I just assumed that office was always grainy,
yeah,
but these were like the nice camera versions, but still shooting in that office.
that's true.
I haven't seen it, but I heard it was absolutely amazing.
Yeah, all my friends are like, this is the best movie of 2008.
Didn't it win a People's Choice Award or something?
Jumper?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, wait, pause for a sec.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
We for a long time we did like a 5-second intro where every single Hardly Working we were talking about the movie Jumper,
Yeah.
starring Hayden Christensen, and it was because Pat and I saw it.
Also, every sketch I think starts with like two people talking about something unrelated to the sketch before somebody
Yeah.
walks in.
Right, and sometimes it's something like really, really dark, weird, like some really offbeat non sequitur. And
Yeah.
for a long time, we made it exclusively Jumper.
Jumper themed.
Yeah. All right.
I will see any movie with teleporting. Let's rent it.
Hey, if you rent it, I'll provide the vegetables and dip.
Done. Now, let us solidify this agreement the way we always do.
No. By breaking Jake's
No,
monitor.
no, 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 come on.
All right, pause it. Pretty funny. Is he
Yeah.
wearing a tie because it's like an office space thing, or like, what do you think he was just unrelated wearing a tie?
I have no idea. I really have no idea.
Let's solidify this the way we always do. Instead of a handshake, we break your monitor, which I guess we've done before because you were quick
Yeah.
to say, no, please.
Wait, don't.
what?
This happened kind of often in this office. We would often like get word that we could destroy an old electronic thing,
And then
we're
we're
like,
back into the schedule.
yeah, exactly. That's
Yeah.
what Hardly Working phone fight was. We like when we moved into this office, we all had desk phones, and
And
at a
then we
certain
were
point,
getting
we're
rid
like,
of
we
them.
don't need these. We're gonna get rid of all of them.
Yeah.
So we like shot a sketch where everyone was chucking them at each other.
Why? Jake, this broken monitor acts as a constant reminder of the agreement between Patrick and myself.
Like the shards of glass that were once your screen, so were the promises Amir and I make to one another.
I never agreed to this, all right? You can't keep on breaking my monitors.
Maybe he's right.
How about Jumper?
No, he didn't say Jumper. Wait, unless did you?
No, I said stop breaking my computer.
No, you said Jumper or something.
I didn't, all right? Look, I'm serious. This is the last one.
Let's reconvene
Pause it.
tomorrow.
Perfectly sealed. You remove the film.
This is the last one. Look how new it is.
Just getting a last dust speck. There's no way we don't destroy this monitor in the next 12 seconds,
yeah,
right?
Of course.
And figure out a new way to solidify our oath.
Yes.
All right, I can do that.
Then it is agreed.
Nice. We agreed to come up with a new way to agree, and we have to break your
Yeah,
last monitor.
exactly.
That
Let's
was
see.
good.
Is there a postscript
Okay.
where Pat hits the monitor for another 10 seconds?
Probably.
Nice.
There you have
We
it.
needed that.
That was good.
Great performance by Pat. It looks when he's like swinging with his hair falling in front of his face. It looks like he's hammering like someone's head.
Yeah.
You know,
And like
it looks really dark.
The hair plus the tie combo
Yeah,
looks
yeah.
like it's like Shaun of the Dead style.
For sure.
Yeah, and it is very cathartic to like break something with a hammer. You don't get to do that very often.
Totally.
I feel like I've seen that on TikTok. There are like places where you just go there and destroy things.
Yeah, I've seen that too.
Should we?
It doesn't look that satisfying to me.
Wouldn't you like to take a fucking baseball bat to a vase?
Not really.
Really?
Doesn't do it for me.
Actually, I'd like to be there after the fact and glue it back together really quick.
That's more
a different escape
my
room.
shit.
It's like you go to a place and we put things back together, and it's right next to the place that destroys shit.
Yeah.
That and axe throwing, I feel like it had a moment in the last 5 years.
Yeah, axe throwing is a weird one where like I still see axe throwing places and I'm like, who's still doing it?
You already did the fucking
Yeah.
team building thing at the axe throwing.
Uh-huh.
That's enough.
It's like it's that and poke. I'm like, all of these places are.
How are you still around?
Yeah, we got to start tracking their real estate 'cause it's going to be on the market soon.
You don't like poke.
I think it's fine. I just don't see it being.
It brings us back to the bowl thing.
Yeah,
It's another bowl thing. Sushi bowl.
Acai is not that different than poke, probably.
Yes, it's all the same amount
Yeah.
of sugar inside of a bowl.
Yeah, it's just still
sometimes
like
with
acai.
fish. Yeah. All right, so if you liked that, we're doing that a lot on our Patreon, patreon.com/JA.
Yeah.
We're making our way through every single Jake and Amir episode.
And send us suggestions for Hardly Workings, too, because we could watch them here.
That was a treasure trove. I wonder how many Hardly Workings there are.
Yeah, because there's like 800 Jake and Amirs.
Yeah.
How many Hardly Workings from our era? Because they definitely made a lot more after we quit, too.
Yeah, I assume like 100 or 200 or something like that.
So, but we should only be watching the ones that we at least had a hand in.
No, I'd like to watch ones that we didn't.
Let's watch
write.
one from 2019.
Yeah, what is this?
And
what is
shit
this
all
one
over
about? They really jumped the shark.
Yeah. Who's this guy?
No, that one's still you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you just looked different at the time. Okay, that's it. That's our episode.
That's right.
3 segments. Couldn't be more different if you think about it.
That's true. Next time we'll talk more about Tottenham because I feel like that was really
the tip of the iceberg. Yeah.
It was dominated by the Fry lady. Your experience.
Don't you understand? She's still winning.
Yeah.
You're still letting her get to you.
That's incredible.
She was so unapologetic. It was insane.
Yeah.
It was like I was in a sketch where like an annoying British woman's like, "Get out of my seat." Oh, you hit my fries. Whatever.
Yeah, that's absolutely insane.
You don't care, man.
That's so crazy.
Although she was a huge fan. She was like cursing them and like chanting and singing along.
I respect that.
A lot of songs during the play.
Yeah.
What was it? Like, they all sound like a famous song, but they're like the words are replaced.
Yeah. Did they sing the Mickey Van de Ven
I don't know.
song?
I don't know.
Van de Ven, Mickey Van de Ven.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, I had to do a beeline as soon as he scored.
As soon as he left.
Yeah, and I stepped on that woman's shoe just to
On
show
her
her.
way
Yeah,
up, yeah, that's
just to
good.
show her I was a real American bloke, and I wasn't gonna take that shit anymore.
Come on, you Burnley.
Okay, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll be back, of course, next week as always.
Oh yeah.
Still in the LA studio. Ciao for now.
Peace.
Bye.
That was a Headgum original.